I'm at a big box store looking around. I thought I'd do a video on shade plants while we're here. So the first shade plant that you always see when you go somewhere is hosta. But the hostas, if you notice, will come in different colors. You'll have these. This one's got more of a yellow. And then they actually, on the other side, will have some more that just have more of a dark green leaf. There are some hostas that can actually grow in the sun, but if you do happen to put a hosta in the sun, you have to water it often and really give it some really good TLC. Let's cross over real quick and talk about hydrangeas. So I'm going to put you on pause while we walk over. Okay, so 5 steps away are some of these hydrangeas. I did go over and look, and they have some just down. And some of these are in a different location because they're on sale. And it's only because they've had so many, and these are probably the newer stock. So the other stock is over there on the clearance section, and they're half the price. So really, when you come to one of these big box stores, I'm at Lowe's. Menards does the same thing. They get new shipments in, and they'll just rotate and clearance out some of the older plants. So these all look very pretty, very healthy. And you may have, some dead bolt blooms, things like that, no big deal. You might actually see a few holes in the leaves, no big deal. What you just really want to do is check the plant and actually check the stem, and just kind of half look in the pot and just see how the actual plant is down inside. I just always will take a quick look. Because sometimes this will stay greener, but if the plant has been damaged, it'll start to die from the inside. So if you pick a bigger plant, just kind of peek, inside and check and see how the plant is. But these are really good shade, part sun options if you have a shade area. These get large though, guys. These get really, really big. You see these big pom-pom looking things, and you can cut them back and kind of train them and keep them into a spot, but you'd have to be willing to keep them kind of trained up if you want. And they come in different colors. Some of these too, like this one here, depending on your soil, your pH in your soil, you will see this. If you have more of an alkaline, you will have a pink, and if you have more acidic soil, you will have a blue. There is a product you can buy, and I'll try to find it for you. It's like a sulfur product that you can treat your hosta or your hydrangeas, and change the color. So if they're pink and you want them blue, then you just put this stuff on and it changes the color of the bloom. So, and some people like to buy them and just mess with them. Buy the sulfur product and change. If you do something like that, you'll want to read the directions and just pay attention to what you do. But you can change your soil pH a couple of different ways. Composting, manure, that type of thing. If you're going to be using manure, though, you want to make sure it's not fresh manure. And of course, you don't want to take it directly from the source, like dog manure or horse manure, straight from that. You're going to need to put it in a place where it can sit, and you're going to need to be able to flip it now and then, air it out, and let it lose some of its acidity. Because if you put, say, fresh horse manure or dog poo or something like that onto your plants, you could burn them just because of the level of acidity in the product. These would be okay for shade. Waxed begonias. New Guinea impatiens, like a lot of water though, so coleus. Okay, coleus loves shade. So a lot of your big box stores, and there's some more hydrangeas, a lot of your big box stores will have products put off away from each other. This is a stilb, and it does flower. And then this is the leaf. And this is a good one for shade. So if you want something that flowers and has a little bit of color, this is a good one. This is called lyrope, and I'll show you. They have some more down just past here that are actually flowering. Lyrope does flower, and I'll show you that. Ivy, I don't suggest this. It's very evasive. Once you plant it, you can almost never get rid of it. So if you have some of that, you need to start trying to pull it up. And the only way to really kill it, unfortunately, is good strong weed killer. Okay. So again, not one of my favorites here. This is called columbine. This loves the shade, part sun, and this will grow in the spring and it will flower. They have different flowers, pink, red, purple, you name it. Ferns love the shade, always a great choice. Some ferns are taller than other ferns. Coral bells, these are all what we call a coral bell or a heuchera, and these are all kind of related, and again they all love shade. And this is a stilbe again, but just a different color. Now hostas do bloom. You'll notice that these hostas are blooming. And I told you I would show you lyrope. This is what we call lyrope. Everybody says it different, so I may be saying it just a little off. I'll show you the tag. If you want a little bit of color. Now, they make different ones, so that's the same thing as this. The leaves are just different. That's also the same thing. Leaves are just darker. So those do flower. And this is a stilbe. I just showed you the one over there. And then that is also a stilbe. So if you want some color and you want something that flowers, it's very pretty. And then the rest of the time, once it's done flowering, you just have the nice pretty greenery. Some of the ground covers, we'll do this on a different video. I'll do a whole video on ground covers, but some of this winter creeper, all of that, some of this, like this, the ivies are very, very evasive. They do like shade. If you do decide to plant something like that, though, just be careful and try to keep it as contained as you can. I don't suggest planting any of that because it's very evasive. But if you have a hillside you don't want to mow, you can certainly do that. One of the perfect things for, and this is coleus again. I showed you some more over there. This is just a different leaf, different color, but it's the same thing, shade only. They can handle just a little bit of light, but when I say little bit, I mean less than 5 hours, 4 hours. These are a little leggy. They're getting a little tall, but these are all shade. These are impatiens. They're an annual, so you'd have to plant them over and over. But you could get seeds and just start your own seeds. And this is also the same thing. This is a shade impatient, and they come in a ton of different colors. But they're very beautiful. And then this is a coleus again. I showed you the coleus across the way, and then this is another coleus. Now this is an impatient. So these are very pretty and very easy to grow. You don't have to deadhead them. So for those of you who don't want to deadhead anything, this would be the way to go. And wax begonias right there. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video and probably do a perennial shade, sun. But these are all shade things that I've just showed you here. Most box stores, Menards, Big Home Depot, Big Lots, whatever, they all have the same amount of things. And you can always order online as well. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe.